On today's episode of the Command Center podcast, we talk falling in love with football. Our stories and how we got to be sitting in these chairs and why football is the best sport in the world, right? We do a really brief recap of OTAs because there's not a lot going on at the moment.
Not really.
And then we're going for the gold, man.
Yeah.
We're drafting Commanders flag football teams that are going to win the Olympic gold medal.
Yes.
It all starts right now. Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Fred Smoot and Santana Moss. And guys, It is I love it, man. I missed it in the live show, man. It's one of those little things. It makes me laugh every time. All right, so we've got a couple announcements. Let's hit them real quick. We've got a live show, CC Podcast, that's this show, on Friday, June 20th at the, how do you say that, Jason? Muni. At the Muni. We're giving away merch. We got fan interactions. At the last one we did, it was
nice.
Jam-packed. Phenomenal.
It was jam-packed.
So we really appreciate you guys coming out. This is another opportunity. We're moving locations. Come check us out. We really appreciate it. Merch interactions. Love answering fan questions. Love seeing you guys in person. That's awesome.
Sign some autographs. All kind of stuff.
Live comedy show.
Yeah, most
Live
definitely.
comedy.
You're going to laugh. You're going to be filled with information. It's a fun time. Very intimate setting. I enjoy it.
I feel like Fred is at his best when there's a bunch of
You
people
already
around.
know, man.
Like he just gets up. Like
The lights are on.
Yeah, like he's loud.
People in the
he's,
seats.
He's funny. He's got his little Rolodex of jokes. Like it's funny.
No, it's no Rolodex. It just happens.
I know, but it's funny.
organically.
His Rolodex is here.
So that's coming up. So that is the June 20th. Make sure you guys come out. Mark the calendar. We would love to see you guys. Remember, we're giving away merch. Love to see you guys out there. That's a CC Podcast live show. And then we got a mega mailbag, right? We're looking forward to that. We want to answer your questions. We get
All of your questions. Anything.
We get a lot of questions on Instagram. We get a lot of questions under the YouTube comments, but we want a spot to centralize those questions.
Yep.
So go to thathawkoutside@gmail.com. Leave your questions there. We're going to do a couple shows, maybe one. We'll see how many questions, 1 or 2 shows, answering all those questions for the mega mailbag. So make sure if you've got questions, thathawkoutside@gmail.com. Love to get those questions from you. And then we want you to buy tickets. Okay, this is important now. Make sure you pay attention.
Yes, please do.
We don't hawk a lot of stuff on this show, but get your Commanders tickets now.
Yeah.
There's a QR code on this screen somewhere.
You see it.
Corners, there it is, right there. Make sure you click on that. We get credit if you buy
the
tickets
through us.
through that link.
The show. Yes.
Show the Commanders brass that you love this show as much as you guys tell us you love the
tag
show.
your boys.
You guys are going to buy tickets anyways. Use this link here. Tell your friends to buy the tickets here. Family members, all that stuff. Use this link. We get credit for it. And that's going to help us out, helps us continue to make great content, helps the production value of the show. Please make sure you support us that way.
The best Christmas present you could give a Commanders fan is a ticket to that Christmas game. And you get that through the Command Center podcast. You want to talk about one-upping everybody? That's how you one-up them. Maybe you want to get your ticket to Spain through us. Like, we're going to be all over the United States, plus outside the United States. Like I said, Commanders, we outside.
We outside is right. But make sure you use
that message, Fred.
Use that link in the corner right there. Use that link.
Yeah.
Use that QR code. Buy your ticket. You're going to buy tickets anyway.
Yeah, you're going to do it anyway.
Use
Buy
that
it through us.
And then, you do it through us. And then recommend that other people use the link, right? Give
Most
people the show.
definitely. And this is what we're not going to do this year. All right? Them bleacher creatures from up in Philadelphia, we're not letting them take over
don't let them over there.
Northwest Stadium ever again. So make sure you buy that for that Philadelphia game. Also, no bleacher creatures, all right?
Okay, so just to recap, live show, June 20th. Mega mailbag, leave your questions at hawkoutside@gmail.com. Buy your tickets using the QR code in the corner right there. We'd really appreciate it. And then, last but not least, to keep you updated on all the RFK Stadium news, visit commanders.com/new stadium, where you can sign up to learn more and show your support. That's another thing. It's so important. You show the support for that. We know we want it. We know you want it.
Bring the Commanders home, baby.
Let's make sure that the ownership knows that you guys want it too. Go to that commanders.com/new stadium to show your support for that. All right, now that we've gotten through all of that admin stuff.
Good job, man.
Dude, Knuckles. Good
job, man. You know, we don't really do a good job ever do a good job, but you did it.
Lots of stuff. Okay, so it's football season.
Yes, it is.
And I think it's important that we talk about our stories a little bit, you know, because a lot of people don't know us. We got a huge new audience now, and we're going to talk about when we fell in love with football. So, the question for the day, we got a bunch of questions about our journeys and our stories.
Yeah.
The number one thing is, when did you realize you were a standout athlete. And
See, you're going to think I'm lying. Because you always think I'm lying when I tell these stories.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
he was born. He was born.
See, it was one I heard before.
No. This is what happened. This is no lie. You can ask anybody in my family. Right? My mother is the athlete, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She was rough, tomboyish. Mm-hmm. Loved to play football with my uncles. All right? This particular day, she was playing football and she gets tackled. They take her to the hospital. They find out she pregnant with me. That's the day I realized I was supreme athlete. I was born to play this game.
Fred, you're not conscious. When did you know?
The spark was there. I knew when she hit the ground and I was shaking in there. What's going on out there? What y'all doing?
So you knew when you came out, you had to go tackle somebody
I had to
she
go
was
play
tackling.
football. Listen,
but also, you always told me you were a little undersized.
Yeah.
I was always skinny.
So so when did you know that you were a good athlete? Because again, if you're a little undersized, a little underdeveloped, like when was that?
Okay, we all kind of compare ourselves to our peers, right? The people that's around me.
Yep.
Well, at my high school, one of my teammates that played basketball with me, he actually went to the Olympics for the triple jump, and I knew he was special. I was like, this dude jumped too high. Mm-hmm. Right? I had a pro baseball player, I had a pro basketball player, so when I started to compare myself to them, I'm not far off.
Yeah.
And these are different sports. Mm-hmm. And I would say I really came into my senior year.
Of high school?
High school.
Yeah. Like how big were you then? How tall?
6 feet tall, about 150, 160, real skinny. But I could just make plays. I was making some of the oddest plays. That what my head coach told me. I'll tell you, like, I've never seen this play made before. Like, literally, I used to love blocking field goals and punts. One time I block a field goal and I catch it. Like, time he kicks it, I catch it, and I run it back 85 yards. So I would make these odd plays, and my coach was like, yeah, you're different. It's something about you that's different. Mm-hmm. What about you?
For me?
Yeah.
I still don't know if I'm a good athlete or not, honestly.
You true.
So I don't know. Like in high school, I was big, obviously. Like freshman year, I was 6'3", 195 as a freshman.
Yeah.
So I came in big. Yeah. Bigger
so
than
they were going to
else.
find a spot for you.
Yes, and I never played football before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I came in and like I remember, and I like led the team and like led the freshman team in receiving, led the freshman team in sacks.
Yeah.
They wanted me to bump up to varsity. I was scared, so I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And the next year, I was like defensive player of the year for the high school.
Yeah.
You know, I went to a small private high school, so this isn't like anything crazy. But then like that's kind of how it went. And I think for me, when I knew was actually before, because like I was going all these travel soccer tournaments. I was on this really high level travel soccer team, and we do conditioning.
Yeah.
And I swear to you, I never lost to conditioning. Like we're doing repeating 200.
Yeah,
we're
you was
repeating
insane.
400.
And this for soccer, right?
This is for soccer.
That's why we haven't won in America. We haven't won in the Olympics yet.
But you know, I would smoke everywhere. We had fast dudes. I just beat everybody. And so that's when I was like, maybe I'm more athletic than the average bear, right?
Yeah.
And again, like I didn't know that much about football, and so like I never really thought I was like a good football player because I always thought these other people were better than me.
Yeah.
But for example, my junior year, I broke the school sack record,
Which is how many sacks?
23 sacks.
That's a lot of
You was a bully. You was an ogre.
It was 23 sacks.
That's basically what you was doing.
High school?
It was high school, and we so again like it's a little deceiving because we played a lot of teams that ran the ball a lot.
Yeah.
So like if you could figure out when they were going to pass, like the tackles didn't know how to pass, bro.
Yeah.
And
So you was reading. You know, you had little signs back then that made you more elite than the others.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, it's 3rd and 10.
So why did you say tight end over D end?
Well, I didn't like to tackle people. I had terrible tackling technique. Like, I always felt like I was getting hurt when I was tackling somebody, and I always liked running with the football in my hand.
Yeah.
And so when I got to college, UCLA actually wanted me to play defensive end and tight end.
Oh, you Travis Hunter?
Yeah, and so I was like, nah, I'm just going to play tight end. Because again, I couldn't figure the tackling thing out.
Yeah.
And then the strength coach was like, you're big. So I was 6'4", 6'5", 235 when I came in. He's like, you should play 3 technique. Yeah. And I was like,
because you're not that big.
Well, I could be that big.
Yeah.
And I probably should have based on my explosive measurements.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't want to be that big.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my journey through the high school landscape, and kind of when I knew that maybe something was better. When I got my first offer from UCLA, I was like, man,
this is serious.
This is for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those were kind of the moments that define me. Tana, I feel like you were good from the jump, but let's hear when you.
I mean, the question was, when did I realize I was a good athlete, or what?
Yeah.
And I think early in my career, before I even had a career, before I even started playing organized sports, I think the first time it was mentioned to me, you know how every summer, you go to summer camps. You go to the Boys and Girls Club. When I was growing up in Liberty City, my 2 cousins that I lived in the house with, we all stayed in the same house with my grandmothers. And they would go to the Northwest Boys and Girls Club. So that particular summer, Mama said, you know what, you going with your cousins. And immediately I get out there. It's new to me. All these people probably been going for summer after summer after summer. This is my first time. And like by the second or third day there, a guy pulled me to the side like, where's your mom and your dad? Because I want to meet them after, we get out of camp. And I'm like, well, we catch the bus home.
And how old were you?
About 7, 8. I don't even know. I was real young. Yeah. And he was like, so I'm asking him like, why? What I did wrong? Like, you immediately think there's something going on. And he's like, nah, you play football? I was like, nah, I don't play. He said, you like football? I said, yeah, of course. He was like, man, I'm seeing you out there. We got some guys that have been playing for years and you running circles around them. Yeah. So that was like the first time it put in my head, this coach is like seeking to go talk to my parents because of that. I go home that day, I tell my grandma about it. He also knew that my older cousin was already playing for them. So he asked my grandmother, and my grandma was like, well, you got to ask his mom, and she be working most of the time. So my mom finally came and got me. He was like, hey, I want your son to play, and she immediately told him no. But then that was the sign, like, boom, okay, this guy telling me, I'm something, he sees something in me. Couple years removed from there, I'm in elementary school still at the time, and a coach or two in elementary, what they would do is every year our classes played a football game against the opposite class. So it might be Miss Johnson class playing against Williams. Whoever win that game play against Miss Jones.
It's a football tournament.
So it's like a football tournament in every grade level.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Every grade level. And my class would always beat every grade, whatever classroom I'm in. So now teachers are saying, I want him in 4th grade. No, it's crazy. So then I have this 5th grade teacher that saw me and like, we played, my 3rd grade class beat the 5th graders. And so on. So every year, so then I get to 5th grade, Mr. Osborne say, I'm going to get Santana for my class. And then I had kids in the school like threatening me. Like I'd be walking the hall like, yeah, I'm breaking your knees this year so you won't win. So, as a kid, you sitting there saying, I'm like, you still so, I'm oblivious to what's going on. I'm just out there having fun being an athlete. And then you hear somebody tell you, I had a PE coach, he said, hey man, 10 years from now, I'm gonna be hearing about you because it ain't nothing you do out here athletic wise where we was playing kickball, playing softball. I will always stand out. So I knew then I was a hell of an athlete, but that don't come into just you being a great football player. You know what I mean? You just have signs of knowing that I can play.
So when did you start playing football?
I didn't start playing football until I moved to Carol City. It was 6th grade. I was 12 years old. I believe I was 11 or 12 years old.
Oh, no, we started in Mississippi with the Tyke and Pee Wee leagues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you've been playing.
So I didn't get a chance to play Pee Wee. My mom wouldn't let me play. I ended up playing Little League, but I didn't play until I was 12. So I played my first pound I played, I was 90 pounds. You know what I mean? It was in 6th grade.
I was 6, 7 years old.
Yeah, I didn't play till high school.
Yeah, I was already playing. And I think that's what helped me get to the point I was. I had just played so much football. Like so much football.
Do you think that helped you?
Yeah, that helped me. Because
learn the game, basically?
I learned the game. I learned it through the pen, but I also learned it just by playing it. Yeah. Like just by repetition. By the time I make it to college, it ain't nothing I haven't seen. Yeah. I done seen the wing tee. Yeah. I done seen 4 wide receivers. I done seen everything.
You just talked it a lot too.
But also, I grew up in the street playing football, so we would play all day. And my mom wouldn't let me play organized football for whatever reason, but I was getting more roughed up and learning more about football playing in the street. Because now you're playing sandlot, and it don't matter the age. If you good enough, they're going to put you on the team. So I've always had the older guys like, come on, Lil Santana, you playing with us. So you learn quicker, and you learn how to be tough. So by the time I did get in some pads, it was lights out.
It was actually easier because
I was on another level.
Protected. You're just more protected.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like my son, he wants to play tackle football, but I got him playing rugby. Partially because I want him to get some of that.
Get tough and
like just kind of figure out what his body's doing. But so I don't think it's important you play football from a young age. I do think it's helpful to like learn
more
the
about
positions and where you line up and all that kind of stuff. But I didn't play till high school. And thinking back to my high school experience, like I think that negatively affected me because I remember we'd go over to the tight end section and I played tight end, wide receiver, all that kind of stuff. And we do like this thing called the orange block, and every day we did an orange block. We worked on it every single day. And I remember And not until I got to college
that you understood.
Did I realize why we were doing that?
Yeah.
Because like in the game, we were supposed to call it, but I was like, well, I'm just going to block this guy right here. Because I didn't know.
Because you think because you hadn't played enough football.
Probably.
Yeah, you hadn't played enough.
They just assumed I knew.
Yeah,
and I was.
Because you're the biggest kid on the block.
Right. And so like, oh, he'll figure it out. But like, same kind of thing. My mom didn't want me to play, right? The whole thing. And then when I got to college, I was like, they called it a triple block.
Well, your dad was an astronaut. Like,
my daddy played college hockey, though. So he was even though he's got like the math algorithm and all that stuff up there, like he's a tough
hockey
he's got those pictures like now they got the bubbles and just straight open face, no helmet. And I was like, man, you were a different different kind
you're
of
a
dude.
different animal.
He got all his teeth though.
He does. I think he's got a couple fake ones. Yeah. But he made
playing hockey, man. It's almost impossible to have all that.
To leave. Yeah. Like you just can't. You're gonna have. It's like football. You're gonna have a scar to show for it.
No doubt. So how about you guys? High school, like, because again, I kind of went through my high school thing with the Sacks and going to UCLA. How about you guys? Because you were you played like in a single wing or something like that.
With wing T, and then they changed it like my junior year. They put the wing guy out wide, and then now we have. I was always a single receiver. So my 10th grade year, my first year playing high school football, I was the only receiver. Man, I used to run down the field. I remember, you know how girls might like you in school, and it's not because you play football, but they like you already, and you play football, so that makes every dude in class that much more mad at you because not only that he's already likable, but he plays ball. Yeah. So a girl told me, you be wide open every day, every game. They'll never throw you the ball.
Look at her watching you.
And so the dude like, man, that's a runoff play. He ain't wide open. So little dude, she know, I'm just running the guy downfield. But what she does realize, I'm outrunning that guy. Yeah. So regardless if it's the guy running with me, I'm beating him every time. Yeah. And that was the way we blocked in that particular offense. Coach say, screw going out there and digging out a safety and doing this. I'm going to put you out wide, just take off. And guess what they're going to do? The DB's going to follow. They're going to follow. And what eventually led to him watching the film, like, we run the ball well. If we do throw the ball, I think these teams would be surprised because Tanner's beating them on every foot race anyway. So the next year we moved another receiver out. And then now me and him, he was faster than me. The guy who we moved out was like all rolling 100 meters and all that.
What kind of times were you running in high school for the 100?
Track. I wasn't even a track. I wasn't even a sprinter. I ran track.
No, he was triple. He was jumping.
Yeah. I didn't even care about the 100. I mean, in high school, to be honest with you, I think my fastest time was a 10.8.
Really?
Yeah. That particular guy I'm telling you about, good friend of mine, he ran 10.5.
10.8's rolling in high school.
He ran 10.5 though.
10.5 is crazy.
That just go to show you. So we was that different, but I was a quicker. Like I can get a 40 or a 60.
Did you run the 60 in high school?
We didn't have a 60.
In college you ran it?
Yeah, college. Yeah, college I was a Big East champ.
Did you play any other sports besides football and track?
Just track, yeah. I would play basketball, amongst the friends, pick up games, but never participated in something like, organized.
Did you play any other sports in high school?
Oh yeah, basketball, ran track. Oh, when I went to my track meet, I had to do the whole day. I would start out with all the sprints. I would have to go triple jump, high jump.
Oh, you did everything.
Pole. I pole vaulted.
What?
Dum, 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 dum.
No, you did not.
Stick breaks.
Did you really?
Listen to me. Yes, I could not leave. And I remember, this is a very funny thing.
So you was one of those
triathlon.
I was going to say you had to do that because in track you only get really three events you can run. Yeah. Because you can't run more than 4.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They was letting us loose, and I would never forget. My coach used to always tell us, because my high school is right here.
Do you imagine him in track?
Yeah, I can imagine him doing the triathlon.
Put him out there. He got too much energy. It was a grocery store right across the street from my high school. So before the track meets, my coach would always tell me, don't eat nothing. Mm-hmm. I used to say, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and get me a spaghetti plate and I'm going to eat it. So I remember I was at the top of the bleachers. They calling for the 100 and the relays. Come on down. I got my track shoes on. Yeah. Steel bleachers. Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. I get up.
Show how ignorant you were.
I start walking down. Next thing you know, all you hear, brrr, brrr. I done rolled down the whole entire bleachers. I am hurt. Like, no, elbow hurt, leg hurt. I can't even run in the track meet. The whole entire, I had to sit out the whole entire treadmill because I flipped down the steps.
Dude, that's a silly thing.
That's a Fred Smoot move.
Yeah, man. It happened,
I
man.
can see it.
Dude, I thought you were going to throw up after eating the spaghetti plate because I was doing repeating 200s at a track practice and I had Denny's for breakfast in the morning. And I've never eaten Denny's since then. Never again. It's never come.
That moon over Miami, boy. You better go get you one.
Moon over Miami.
So this is interesting because in high school you played receiver and
I played receiver. I had crazy stats in high school. I had like 55 catches, 960-something yards, 15 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I had 99 tackles as a corner that never give up passes. I played the run very well. I had 7 interceptions, 5 block punts, 4 block field goals.
And
that was my stat line.
Them not letting him play.
Yeah.
Your
that's
coaches need to be
right.
slapped.
Because you didn't play.
You didn't play for a while, right?
You didn't play your freshman.
No. My 10th grade year when we went to the state championship, I lost my mind.
Yeah.
All right? Because we are very, very good. All right? We got the number 1 player in Mississippi on my team, my teammate from my neighborhood.
Stuff, seriously.
Yeah. And they not letting me play. Now, they let me practice like I'm going to play. But when we get in the game, they not letting me play. And the last straw, they broke my back. Our top DB wide receiver, you know how I go. If you play DB, you play wide out. He hurts himself at practice. This is the week of the state championship.
Are you up?
I'm at home like, yeah, it's my time. I cannot wait. I've been waiting on this stage. We get in the game, Tanner. Besides a kickoff team and punt team, I'm on that pine. I told him I'm finna transfer. I done lost it. I'm fighting people at practice. I was mad because he wouldn't give me that chance.
Yeah.
And to the point that he had to sit me down after the season, after we lost the championship, because I really got on my head coach. Was like, you know why we lost, right?
Yeah, because of you.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was gonna rise to the occasion.
So confident.
I mean, I met one of the guys that played high school ball with
Yeah,
him.
he met my teammate.
If you think he's worse now, he was worse then. So I'm just like, well, wow. So
no,
but all our stories be a little different, man. You know, in high school, my high school team was pretty good, but even we wasn't good my first year.
The thing that I'm just sorry to cut you off. The thing that gets me about you is that you were. What is it called? You're a walk-on.
Yeah.
And so,
But
you must not have been that productive in high school, which is...
Because he played for a wing
I know,
team.
but if I'm his coach, I'm like, Tana, go play running back.
Bro,
let's get you some touches.
But no, when you got 3 running backs that can rush for over 1,200 yards, I ain't trying to touch something that I don't do. You know what I mean? And you got to think also, I'm in Miami. South Florida is some of the best football known to man. You go look up any NFL team, how many South Florida guys on there.
Are they the number 1
Broward
state?
County? Yeah, we would.
Florida, California, Texas.
Arguably now, they said our South Florida is tops than everybody.
Oh, wow.
Right now, like you can put a state against what we have just in that little area in Florida. Sure. But yeah, we just had so much talent down there.
Yeah.
So when you watch some of these guys now that's achieving, the status that they have, like think about the kid that plays for went to Buffalo last year, wide receiver.
Oh, talking about from Michigan State that transferred.
No, played the Alabama receiver. Played I can't know why I can't think of his name right now. Cooper.
Amari.
Never was heard of in high school. And that's like me.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know we played on the team unless we won state. Because we wasn't the stars.
Well, put out there like Peter Ward,
guys
Peter Ward and
so there was
Coles.
When I was coming up, Snoop Menace was the god of wide receivers in South Florida, but his school threw the ball a lot. My school didn't, but by senior year, when you look at why we won, then voila, you see Santana Moss did this and he did that. So that's how it is.
You say voila?
Yeah, voila.
I love that. Voila.
This is
they was all on the news, Abracadabra.
No, but I'm saying, but that's how our coaches realized, okay, I got this talent here. And we got to this game last year and lost it. Okay, so this year, this is what we're going to do. We're going to use this guy because last year, obviously, we didn't use him or the other guy.
And they ain't expecting us to use him.
And then now we use our receivers and we win state. So that's why I say it's so much talent you're almost hitting because it's other guys in front of you.
And you had a scholarship offer to Central Michigan, right?
No, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Pittsburgh, and I believe I didn't even take my visit to Utah. But I had northern schools wanted me for football.
Yeah.
But I'm like, when I've always had the option to run track at Miami. That was number 1 on the table, but I didn't want to run track. I'm like, bro, I'm just doing this because I can do it. I don't want to go to college and have to go through this again. You know what I'm saying? And when I went to Western Michigan, came back with the story that I told you guys, I ain't finna share it now. I was like, I pray that they call me back. And it was that week when called me, I'm like, you ain't got to say nothing else. I'm going. Because I'm like, if I can play football, I should be able to play down here. This is the best of the best. One of the best of the best.
He right, man. When it's jam-packed like that, like you can easily get overlooked.
I know, it's just hard for me. Like, one of the best players that I played with in the NFL was a walk-on. And wore number 47
because it ain't about who he was then. Like, it's about who he became.
That just shows you, and that's what I be trying to kind of instill in some of these kids I talk to, and especially mine. Like, it takes 1 year.
Yeah.
You know, all these kids be in 9th grade. I ain't getting no offers. I ain't getting no looks.
Yeah.
I didn't sign to school, was about to let out my senior year.
Yeah, me too.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so it takes 1 year. And the crazy thing about it, going until my senior year, I was telling my mom, I should have took that doggone art school offer because they was giving me a scholarship to go to art school. And I said no. You know, so I'm thinking at the time, like, damn,
man.
I should have went on ahead and took this art school option because I could have literally went over here to high school for art, and I automatically had a free ride to whatever college. But I was banking on football, and it was like all it took is that. But I never stopped believing because that junior year, that summer, I won state. For the first time as a team and individually in 2 events. And that what gave me my notoriety. It gave me somebody to say, oh, they called that name, and then like, oh, you know what, he also plays football. I think the rest was history.
I did some. I told you I had a player that was 1 year older than me that was Mr. Football in Mississippi 2 years in a row. Number 1 player, linebacker. He got 30 offers. He been like this since we've been young. He always been the biggest. He always been the fastest. So my thing was, if all these colleges looking at him, I'm on the same defense. They gonna have to see
Somebody
me.
gonna see you.
Like, I don't need them to come looking for me to find me. So that was my big thing. And I'll never forget this story. I told you when we were young, my neighborhood just athletes everywhere. Small neighborhood it's full of athletes. So every off season, I would just watch these coaches ride through my neighborhood, And one day, I was sitting there on the sewer, and Coach Spurrier came, because he eventually signed with Florida. Coach Spurrier came to his house. We were sitting across the street from his house. You know, Coach Spurrier real giggly and talky. So Coach Spurrier gets out the car. You know, he waved. I'm like, what up, Coach? And I know you see number 1 on that film while you watching number 56. He like, yeah. I say, either you gonna play against me, I'm gonna play with you. That choice is yours. And he said he never forgot it. And when Mississippi State had to play Florida, and we whooped them by 40.
Did you bring it up?
My teammate? Oh, yes, I did. All week I talked trash to him through the media. You remember who I am? But now I'm popular now. It's different now.
Smoot has been
arrived.
I've arrived now. And my teammate is over there, and he just started playing. He barely playing. All right? And I told him, I'm going to get revenge on you, and I'm going to get revenge on you.
Did you ever play in the league, your buddy?
No.
Dude, that's crazy because I was thinking about it too. At my school, we had 2 receivers. One went to Duke, one went to UCLA, and then the quarterback went to Maryland, and we had an offensive lineman go to Oregon State. We only had 20 dudes on my high school football team, by the way.
Wow.
And so...
I was playing Iron Man football.
Yeah, like I played... I played punter, kicker, played on every special teams, played every offensive snap, played every defensive snap.
Did you have that big shoe on? That big
No,
toe?
I soccer kicked. I soccer kicked.
That Mark Mosley?
No, I soccer kicked. You remember you saw when we did that kicking thing? I soccer kicked. And so, like, it's just a different experience. It's like, it's helpful when those older guys are getting a lot of looks coming in.
But is it helpful? Since we all kind of telling the same story, do we think our guys peaked too quick? Well, you know, the guys that was the more popular guys on our high school team, while we were studying getting better, just a little bit better every week, do you think they peaked too quick?
I don't think so. I think also, man, you got to think about it. I can tell you about a zillion guys that I literally, to this day, if we had to pick from that point of time that was better than me, that they should have had my chances or my opportunities, I would have picked them before me. But I believe that if it's your destiny to be that guy, and that's what you believe, as long as you keep on that road, because think about it, so many guys do other things. You know, they find themselves in the trouble. They find themselves following girls.
Not wanting to play no more.
And that's what stopped them. And then they find themselves getting older and I shouldn't be talked to a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Like I saw so much talent that didn't get opportunity because they wasted it on whether I'm going to these streets or I need money, so I got to go to these streets. I'm going to chase this girl. I'm not going to listen to the coach. And then you got guys like us that say, look, man, this is what I want. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys, man, you know, and I sit back now because you almost feel bad when you see them. They be like, boy, tell them how good I was. I tell them all the time.
You didn't finish.
And I don't forget you because I use every little thing that I saw you do right. I took it and put it in my tool belt, you know, for that perfect time so I can be able to use it. And that's what helped me get better. So I just feel like certain guys just don't understand, man, if that's your destiny, if that's your goal, stay on that path.
That's interesting because, like, this kind of brings up an interesting point. Like, obviously, you were a really good athlete growing up. You were a really good athlete growing up. By standards, I was a good athlete growing up. But when did you realize that there was people that were better than you? When you got to high school?
Day one. Bro, I used to play in the park.
In Mississippi, yes, sir.
For every time somebody told me I was that good, I see 5 other guys and I'm like, no, he's that good. No, he's that good. No, he's that good. You know what I mean? So,
and you know what? I don't think it was the talent aspect. I think they was born with size.
I just feel like they peaked before us. Certain people peak before you.
They had this, like, you know how some guys just get off the bus and they look the part. Like, I had dudes on my high school team. I was like, my God, can I even play in high school? Like, because this dude is 10th grade. He already 6 feet, 180 pounds. He looks like a college cornerback. So I think it was the size thing that kind of got me from the start.
I think it was repetition for me. I think because I didn't play that much organized football when I started playing, I did some things well off the bat, but when you watch other guys on your team, you like,
they more polished.
Why he know a little more than, because he was playing 5 more years, you know, before you. And then so by the time I caught up, because now I'm doing this every day, and not only am I doing this every day, like every year. Every day I get a chance to go outside. I got 2 younger brothers. Come on, let's go play catch. Let's go do this. So, you know, I tell stories all the time. I had guys that went off to jail that I used to roll with, be in the neighborhood playing basketball with them, sitting at the park with them, you know, jumping the fence to the pool with them. And they tell me stories like when they was locked up, he's like, bro, I remember when we was out there at the park and we was all partaking in what we was partaking in. And when your little brothers crossed that gate, you broke off from us. You will always leave us as if it was something like a code that we didn't know. And he said, you know, as kids, you know how we are. They so cute. Look at him over there playing. He playing with his little brothers. Oh, that's so quick. He said then 10 years later or years later, you in the league, your brother in the league, and we locked up. And the first thing the dude said, he was much older than me, say, but damn, I needed a brother like Santana that was going to take me out of this environment. And I told him, I said, that's what I was doing. I say, I knew I was strong enough up here to not follow you guys. I didn't know if they was that strong. Because they could come over here and see what y'all doing and say, screw what my brother's talking about. I'm following this dude. You see what I'm saying? So
that's pretty cool, Tanner.
That's what it's about, bro. And that's why I feel like it was instilled in me from day one. Like football was my number one. It was love at first sight. I knew I was going to be that guy.
He got the soul of a 110-year-old man. I told him that when I met him in the car. He had the same old soul. I called him old man when we first met.
It's interesting though, like a lot of people in the league are like Tano. You know what I mean? They're kind of like homebodies. They're kind of obsessed with football. They know a lot about, you know what I'm saying? They've got that kind of fastidious nature. And I think you have it too. Like you like to have a good time, obviously, but you know ball.
I'm a student to the game. Like I'm gonna know the history of it. I'm gonna know why. I'm gonna know the what. I'm gonna know the when. And I think that started when I was young though. That started like I was in love, just totally in love with football.
That's crazy.
But I tell you something that's different from me and from Fred, because I got friends like Fred. Like I talk about Bo all the time. Bo, Bub, they can tell you who played in the 70s, who played in the 80s, who was the best receiver, corner, linebacker. I never knew all that. I care less. I just care about me having the opportunity to play that same sport. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I had a team I like, I had a player or two I like, and that's all I cared about.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm saying is like you were. It's you know the game, but like there's like the love of the game.
Yeah.
And I think like people sleep on that. Like I remember I was talking to someone recently, and they were like, "Oh, I bet you there's a bunch of dumb guys in the NFL." I was like, "Yeah, there are some guys that aren't going to kill a wonder lick or do like."
But you got to be intelligent to play this game.
But they'll tell you everything you want to know about cover 2, man.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you like how this guy lines up in this split and what's going on. Like there's an obsession, a passion.
It's a savantness to it where
that's a good word, actually.
They see it through their eyes, which can't be described to the regular person.
It's just like me being a banker. I'm not gonna know what he knows because he's
been a banker.
That's what he wanted to do. You see what I mean? A banker can't sit in my shoes, and I can't sit in the other guy's shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I love talking to you guys about the story because everybody's a little bit different. Everyone's got something else going on. So I think that was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed that as fans, kind of, especially if you're new to the channel, get to know a little bit about us. All right, so obviously there's a little bit of football going on.
Yeah.
It's the OTAs, and basically it's like the first taste of real football. And like I was out there at practice last week, and it's just fun to be watching ball.
I would say just having the band back together.
And it's not real football. They're in helmets, right? But they're out there. They're working plays. They're working techniques, and that's always fun to see. But I think this is a really interesting point because it's the expectation last year OTAs was very different. It was like, can they get to 500?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden they've arrived on the block.
I think that was the outside perceptions and the expectations. Sure. I think the inside expectation was always to be over 500.
Right. But what I'm saying is like the expectations are now
skyrocket.
Now, like Dan said this in this presser, and I think this is great. He's like, someone was trying to ask him, "Are you the hunter or the hunted?" He's like, "We're always the hunter. We're always the hunter." But this year you're hunting something different.
Yeah.
You're hunting to get better, going from 12 wins to 13 wins, see if you can make it to the Super Bowl, right? It's a different hunt.
Yeah.
So like getting into OTAs this year, right? How does that mindset change? And I think one thing Dan, just before we get started, does such a great job of is the mindset never changes. And that's why he's so deadly. But in your opinion, as players, going from a good season and trying to make it a great season the following year, what's the process like?
I think the pressure just got that much greater. You know what I mean? So if it was pressure last year, it's even more on now. And I remember being a guy that you get that first 1,000 yards and you saying to yourself, I want this taste again. I want this feeling again. I want to be able to walk with my head high like this amongst my peers who play this position again. But the only thing about that, you need so much as in my position. You see what I'm saying?
You need everybody to click.
When you know that you don't have that opportunity because of way plays a call, way the quarterback you might play with, it's a little different. But as a team, man, when you reach that success that our team reached last year, and you know every last one of them coaches coming back, all the talent that helps you get there coming back, like defensively, offensively, some of those guys gone, but you gotten better in all those positions. You tell yourself right now, like, guess what? Whatever I did last year, I'm gonna do it that much greater, or better. I'm gonna make sure I'm in a weight room a little more. I'm gonna make sure I'm getting more sleep, more study, because now. True that, the saying is always that now people got film on you. They not gonna be surprised when you show up. Yeah. We want you not to be surprised. But guess how I'm gonna hit you in the mouth this time? If you thought I hit you in the mouth last week or last year, I'm gonna hit you in the mouth even harder this time. So I think the pressure's on, but I believe that the staff being intact, quarterback being intact, it makes the opportunities rise too.
Well, it's a difference when you eating Spam. All right, fresh out that can.
Okay.
Meager.
Yep.
To you,
salty.
To you, ain't nothing better than that Spam. Right? Because that's all you been eating. But
I like mine fried, though.
But guess what? When you stop down at DC Prime and eat that first ribeye,
you want it.
You don't want Spam no more. Right? We eating ribeye steak now.
Yeah.
All right? They done got that taste in their mouth. And once a dog get a taste in his mouth, it ain't going backwards. All right? And leadership is still in place. A quarterback going in his second year, he's only going to get a step better. All right? Offensive line got better. Personnel got better. Expectations this high. We ain't sneaking up on nobody, like you said. But
this is sorry to cut you off. But this is this is the time where you got to get better. Yeah. And I guess the thing is, like everyone says, they're going to get better. But how do you make sure you get better? Is it the leadership? Tana talked about that. I think Dan's a great leader, does a great job with that.
Just the bar being set higher.
Yeah.
The bar being set higher.
The expectations for the players.
Yeah, like here go the bar. Right here. All right, last year, we was playing to get in the playoffs. Let's be honest. They wanted to make this a playoff team by any means necessary. We had to get in at 9-8, 8-9. They didn't care. We did that. All right, the only next step for us after the NFC Championship is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? That's the only step that's left right there.
But I get what Logan's saying is he's like, okay, yeah, we know that's what the bar is. We know that's where we're trying to go because we actually got out there and got further than people assume that we will be. What do you do personally to get better? Yeah. And I think that's bigger, faster, stronger. I think that thing that we used to hear all the time in the weight room when coach like, you got to be bigger, faster. It's cliche to us, but it's real.
No, it's real.
If you're going to get in that weight room, do more reps, you're going to get more in shape, you're going to eat better. You got to do all the little things. Yeah. That's the stuff that people don't see. They just see us out there on the film or on TV like, man, this guy's special. Yeah. I guarantee you Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson are doing something in their routes right now to get better than what they showed last year. Yeah. And that's what every guy got to do individually at their position. Like, I remember my thing was I hated when, and it's something that Terry does well, when the guy was over my back, I hated to have that contested catch. Yeah. So guess what I said? I should never have to catch a pass with a guy that close to me. I'm going to make sure I put my foot in the ground so violently and much quicker than him that when I'm catching a ball, I don't want nothing to be contested. Yeah. And even when I lost a step in my 11th, 12th year, I was still getting that separation. So that's what things you think of individually in your game that you say, I don't want these because this is what I lack. Yeah. So instead of me practicing with somebody over my back all day, no, I'm not trying to be covered. Mm-hmm. I'm going to get open every time.
Dude, I love that. I mean, I think that's one of the things that makes you what you are, which is one of the best football players that I played with, is like that hunger and the desire to like look at yourself critically. And I think that's part of it, right? You
have to. You got to be your own biggest critic. All right?
Your worst one, too.
Like you don't think this team, how they felt leaving Philadelphia after the NFC Championship, as much as we done did, it's all got erased because this team took us to the woodshed. This team took us to the woodshed. Tanner just said it. They was bigger. They was stronger. They was faster. Yeah. So guess what we went and did? We went and got bigger, we went and got stronger, and we went and got faster.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I think that's exactly right. And again, like I think there's, OTAs, they've made some personnel additions, right? Yeah. And I was out at practice, man. It's so fun to watch. You know what I mean? Again, because they're just doing ball, but like focusing on the fundamentals, focusing on the little things, focusing on the progressions for the quarterback, route depths for the receiver, all that kind of stuff is incredibly important. And it's cool that they're emphasizing that because it's like the coaches have a little bit of control over sharpening that sword. Obviously, you want the players to do it, but the coaches got to do it too. And I think like that's something I can't wait to see is like, how does Cliff evolve this offense around a year two Jaden Daniels? Yeah. How does Joe Witt Jr. deploy this secondary? Man, it was so fun to watch the secondary in practice because like Will Harris, everyone talking like, is he a big? Like there's situations where it's him in man coverage. Yeah. You got Trey Amos in man, and like all of a sudden like that's a coverage we probably couldn't run last year because Jeremy Chin, the matchup's a little bit weird, right?
It's different, yeah.
So I can't wait to see the flexibility that gives. And this is the first step, but how does it grow and develop over the next couple of weeks? Yeah. I really can't wait to see. And I think maybe this is for us, for fans, in your guys' opinion, what's the biggest takeaway from OTAs? Like obviously they're in helmets, but for you as a player and as a fan, so when you were a player, what was the biggest takeaway? And then what should fans take away from OTAs?
OTAs, the first thing we looking at is the guys that been here, the additions. Yeah. Like we looking at the new players on our team. We looking at, all right, Debo look bigger than I thought he was, faster than I thought he was. So we're looking at all the new toys that we got, and we're wondering how we're gonna get the best out of these guys individually while also being a team. Like this is when you become a team. Right now, you don't become a team week 5. You become a team.
It's a great point.
Right.
You say that every year, and I forget it, but it's a great point.
No, I think this is the time that you do this because like these guys are coming from different places, so you know how it is to walk into a locker room and have that awkward feeling. Like they know who you are, but y'all been together as a team. I'm the new guy, so I got to earn y'all trust. Like how fast do I go in there as a free agent, trade piece, and I earn y'all trust? That's what I'm trying to do right now.
I think one of the things that I always looked at OTAs for me personally and as a core or as an offense, because you kind of separate yourself when you're out there. We know we're a team, but I'm thinking about my offense. As long as I can do what I can do better than last year to make sure that we're more sound on this side of the ball. I did my part. I'm trying to sharpen that pencil. Yeah. I'm trying to sharpen myself personally. Now I'm gonna have different coverages they might play me in. I might get more coverage to my side. I stayed with a cloud over me. I stayed with having to, they have to find ways to tell me we gotta move you here, because if we don't move you here, then they're gonna,
it's making it too easy for them.
Yeah. So I want to sharpen myself as in knowing zone a little better, knowing when I see that cloud, knowing, okay, sit here, Tanner, the ball should come here. Yeah. Or when I'm in man, like I say, be violent in man. When I'm in man, I want your mama to feel it when I put my foot in the ground.
That's a damn shame.
Like, damn, he done did that to my baby. So I was always had that mindset of it, but like I say, I feel like when I left those practices, I always want to make sure that, okay, I can see it. I can feel it. I can feel like if this was a game setting, we would have tore the defense up. You know what I mean? Like when you want to not just be out there. Like some guys be out, because we've had those guys on the team. You be like, this joker came out here today and he ain't bust a sweat. You know what I'm saying?
Blister.
But I wanted to leave that field knowing that I got better. The quarterback saw something in me. He got better by knowing what I'm gonna do. The coach saw everything come into play, so he knows that we got better, and so on and so on. So that's how I always looked at it.
Yeah, and I agree. I think this is the time where the best players that I played with always had something they were working on. Like I was just trying to survive, like not survive OTAs, but I was trying to show the coaches that I was going to make
you belong,
right? And so, but for the guys that were around, it was like, I'm working on my hand place, I'm working on my routes, I'm working on this. And so I think that's right. And I think if you want a more kind of comprehensive description of practice, because they only have one practice open a week to the media, we do a live show. Yeah. And so that live show was for last week. It's on the feed, so make sure you just check it out on YouTube. Brian Colbert and I were doing the show. I don't know, are you doing it this week? Teddy, you doing it this week?
Yeah, I'm supposed to do it this week.
Yeah. So that'll be Fred and BC. We'll get guests from practice. We'll kind of review what's going on. So if you want a comprehensive review of what we can show you from practice, that's a better avenue than us kind of recapping it here.
I'll tell you what you need to do. Scan that QR code. That's what you need to do. Right there. Yeah. And tell them we sent you. And now you got your tickets, baby.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's keep that going. Let's keep that at the forefront of mind. All right. So that's OTAs. Again, make sure you check out the live show. Now we're getting to something that I think is going to be a lot of fun to talk about, kind of maybe indicative of the personnel on the roster. So in the Olympics, flag football is now a thing.
Yes, it is.
And everyone has done this, or a version of this. And I'm really excited to talk about it because I've not done a version of this.
All right.
You did a one for...
I did Get Loud. We did a version of this, yes.
Yeah, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to draft 5, because that's how many people you play with. We're going to draft 5 offensive players for our flag football Olympic team. There has to be 2 current commanders, 1 former commander, a current command center talent, and an athlete from another sport.
All right.
And I think this is just kind of something I wanted to read real quick. Yeah. Jason's going to join us for this draft real quick. But
this is what Jason do right here.
How do you say this guy's last name? Daryl Duchette?
Duchette.
The third. Yeah. He's the two-time MVP for flag football.
Yes, he is.
All God of the thing. Anyway, so he said, this is a sport we've played for a long time, and we feel like we're the best at it. We don't need other guys. And so I understand that sentiment.
Because he's threatened.
And it's a different sport, right? Yeah. It's way different. When you watch it, it's way different than football. However, I have played a lot of sports where athletes matter. Yeah. And no offense to my guy Duchette here,
the third,
but I think Patrick Mahomes can spin that thing.
Like you could never spin it,
right?
Like I'm sorry, Mr. Duchette. You don't have a wide receiver better than Chase. Yeah. You don't have
could you imagine like Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill?
You cannot. Nobody can run like these guys.
Like the way they run routes, the way they understand spacing. You're going to get some dude from Brazil his mind's gonna melt.
Yes,
I understand why he's trying to be stern and say, look,
and he's a baller now. He's a baller.
Because you gotta think most of those guys had dreams and aspirations of being where we were.
Football players.
You know what I mean? Yep. So if the flag football opportunity opened up for him to get his name and cement it, then I understand why he's in that situation he's in now, thinking that y'all don't need us. But at the end of the day, it's football. Yeah. And we played the best football. Yeah. So therefore, you think the best can't come and play flag?
Yeah. Hey, listen,
I just think about could you imagine Justin Jefferson off of some dude who's got a regular job?
Listen to me. this is what I feel. You know, when like Olympics, this is what I do love. When America show up to the Olympics, we expect to win.
Yeah.
And like we expect to win everything. But it's one sport we haven't quite mastered, and that's soccer. Right? You know what Brazil like when they see us? Yeah, they go those guys with those regular jobs, and we finna whoop them.
And they do whoop us.
And they do whoop us.
Yeah.
All right, so now in the other football, why wouldn't we send Al Ronaldo? Why wouldn't we send Messi? Why wouldn't we send the best in the world to go play the best
That's
in
why
the
I
world?
said it don't make sense.
Preach.
All I'm saying is we gonna send the best. Duche, if you're a part of that, so be it.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're not.
To Duche's credit, he did follow up that quote by saying, "We welcome competition. Anyone who wants
So
to try
you clipped this. You clipped it.
I clipped it to
Gotcha.
get you guys riled up.
Yeah, we were riled.
But
I was
yeah, he
pretty
did
riled.
say we're open to competition.
Well,
Anyone
okay.
who wants to come try out, they're more than welcome.
Tell you what,
Try out.
tell you
Get
what, I'm
outta here.
gonna send Pat Surtain Jr. Right? And I'm gonna go send the rest of these cover guys, and I'm gonna see how many of your wide receivers get loose.
I was thinking about it for defense because it's such a pass-driven thing.
Yeah.
If you just got the tallest, longest corners,
Yes.
like there'd be no throwing lanes.
Yeah,
like, where are you gonna throw on these guys?
Yeah.
They've been doing it with the best.
Like Tyreek Woolen, he's got 34-inch arms. Imagine him playing like middle linebacker.
Like, what are you gonna do?
I kind of love this guy, Duchette, to be honest.
Dude, he's got mad
Because
swag.
that's
Mad
what you
swag.
want in your quarterback, right?
Like I said,
I do respect it.
confident,
I do
he's backing
respect
his
it.
guys
I
up, right?
respect him.
I respect it.
But I'm sorry, it's levels to this.
Yeah. Also,
Dude.
though, if you've seen him,
He's good.
So
He's good.
He's a good player.
No, I seen him play. He's
Logan
good.
and I, we
Yeah.
do the ticket to the draft thing.
Yeah.
That's why I love all this
Yeah.
draft stuff.
Yeah.
At the same time, his throwing motion's a little wonky.
It's to me, it's
He's
how he
short.
runs. He knows how to run as a flag football player.
Yes, he knows
which is
how to
like the
play the
weird
game, but-
hippie
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
turns
And that's
and all.
all of them quick twitch.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They slender than we are. So thick might not help you as much
Yeah.
in flag football. You want to be wiggly. You want
Yeah.
you want to be flimsy.
So that's why I think it's going to be fun to talk about who we're going to draft for this thing.
Yeah.
So just remember, it's got to be 2 current commanders, 1 former commander, a current CC talent, and an athlete from another sport. And to me,
guys,
this is going to be the
Let's
fastest
not all
segment.
fight over Jedi 5,
So,
please.
so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to do like a normal draft, like snake form.
Yeah.
So snake meaning the first person goes and it.
Oh,
Then
we're
it starts
all
back
doing
around.
we're all doing our
Yeah,
own team.
We're
Yeah.
all doing our own team. Heck
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
because I want to see if all these teams could potentially be like you were like imagine Jamar Chase on a flag football team.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
imagine it. Let's.
But,
let's make
but
this.
we got to do it from this
We got to do
criteria.
it with this
Yes,
criteria.
with
though.
that criteria. So
so mad right
we
now.
can do it. Now we have
so mad.
we have Jada here, right? She's shadowing, seeing how the sausage is made.
All right, all
so
right.
she's gonna get a little piece of this here, right? So to make it fair on who goes first,
Yeah.
she's gonna pick a number between 1 and 4. Now I texted all of you earlier about 10 minutes ago your numbers. She has no idea what it
Okay,
is, so it's
I got it.
completely fair. She's just gonna pick a number between 1 and 4. That's who's gonna go first,
right.
and then we'll just go like counterclockwise, I guess, and it's from there. So yeah.
Oh yeah!
Oh, all right. That would be Logan,
Let's go.
number 3.
Let's go. I just won this thing.
So I go last.
Yeah, it's counterclockwise.
All right, I
yeah.
got you, I got you.
Yeah, you would be last, yeah.
Right.
So, but Fred, because it's Snake, you get 2 picks in a row. So it'll go Logan, Tan, and me, you, me.
All right.
Logan, right. So that's
All right.
how it's going to be.
Well, I know your first pick. We just go to Tanner. Let's not even.
to me,
go.
there's no better player for this.
I'm
There's
gonna
no
say-
better player. I was actually kicking around Sammy Baugh as like a guy who can run and throw.
I'm gonna say.
But I'm going Jaden Daniels, man. Like, talk about a guy, quick release, crazy. So in flag football, they have a blitzer that lines up 10 yards deep. They
Yeah.
blitz every time. You have to be able to navigate the rush.
Yeah.
JD5, dice that dude up. Like, he's a dynamic playmaker.
JD5,
I just won the Olympics, bro.
The
Give us the gold medal.
The force
No
multiplier.
All right,
So
Tan.
I got to pick a quarterback now.
No,
right?
you
You
don't.
can pick
You,
don't
whatever
have
you
to be a
want.
quarterback.
Whatever you want. You just got to
It
fill
just
it
got
up.
to be either 2 current players, 1 former player, command center talent, Mike on Bluefoot, any athlete from another
you picking
sport.
Bluefoot?
Never.
Okay,
I
so
didn't pick him when we played.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna start with my center because the center actually catch passes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in flag football, yeah.
Jordan Reed.
Nice, Tan.
Really? That sucks, dude. So I think that would be excellent, dude. So twitchy, so the double
my
stick,
former
the
commander is
basketball
gone now,
ability,
right?
right?
The former commander
Yes,
is
I'm
gonna
gonna get one of
Commander's
those
gone
guys.
for
All
you.
right.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Man.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, I'm a little nervous
Seemed
now.
kinda hard
Everyone's
for you,
scared
Jay.
now.
I think I want to take Santana.
Oh,
Right
dude,
here.
no,
Get
you don't
my
want to take
commands in the
Santana.
tablet.
You don't want to take.
I want to take Santana.
I can't pick
It's
myself.
a thin pool to pick from here. I think that like
Company
wide
man.
receiver-
Dude, to me, is this Santana now or Santana in his prime?
I mean, I'll take either.
Yeah.
But Santana in his prime would be the most devastating
Me and my
flag football
prime
player.
boy, you
One
got
of
you something.
One of
Dude.
the best things Santana ever, the funniest thing to me is when you, Logan, and Fred were getting ready to play basketball. We showed up early and Tana was already there and he's just jogging around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to be ready.
And he says,
I
just
wasn't
in
playing
case someone
basketball.
calls me out. And he still has that mentality. I take him right now. No problem. Yeah.
All right, Fred.
Yo, go.
All right. My former commander.
You can pick anything you want. It doesn't have to be.
I know it.
You're scared now.
I know it. Because I'm really hung up between Slinging Sammy Ba and Joe Theismann.
Dealing.
You know what I'm saying?
Dealing.
So Joe returned punch now. I got a dual athlete right there, but Sammy Ba led the league in passing yards, touchdowns, and interceptions in the same year.
Yeah, he'd be a great flag
I'm
football
going
player.
Sammy Ba.
I like it.
Let me see that pen.
I like it.
Sammy Ba.
Sammy Ba.
Slinging Sammy Ba.
All right. You got another pick.
We're doing snake?
Yep. Snake.
Why are we doing snake?
Because that's how I decided to do it.
Yeah.
God.
Okay.
Trash.
So I got a nud like
Trash.
the HUD.
Trash.
All right. My current player is going to be one Terry McLaurin.
That's a tough one.
T-Mac.
That's tough. Because I thought I was going to get to pick Terry Jason. Just ruined my whole thing.
Well, you do got Jedi 5.
I do. I'll be all right. I'll be okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay.
All right. It's bouncing back to me.
Okay.
All right. For a former player here, former commander, or former Washington legend, I would say.
Yeah.
That was never a commander, but I'm going to take Sonny here.
Jersey.
Oh,
I'm going to take Sonny. Now,
I like it.
maybe not the most elusive, but
can
arm
sling it.
angles,
He can sling it.
creative.
He was Pat Mahomes before Pat
yeah,
Mahomes.
so
Did y'all see Sam? Did y'all see? Not here. Did you see Sonny's behind the back pass? Did y'all see his?
Yeah, I
did
saw
it,
it.
did
It's
it in the game.
ridiculous.
It's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I like that, man.
All right,
So-
Tana.
Now I'm going with my first current commander, Debo Samuels.
All right.
Debo Samuels.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. I like
Do
it.
you want to run him as the running back or a wide receiver? Does it matter to you?
That's a good
Oh yeah, that's a
question.
Because you
great
could put him
question.
in that running
I
back
put him in
slot.
running
Dude,
back.
do you think?
question.
I think he's not going to be as good of a flag football player because he's so physical.
But no, at running back.
Yeah.
Oh, look
Now
at him.
he's
Yeah,
out of the
yeah,
catching
now he's
running
a
back.
catching running back.
Now
You
you're
wanna
catching
slide him
running
down
back.
there?
He's going to be my running back.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
I
have to
helped
put
out
Sean
the,
Spring
helped
big
out the
back
enemy.
at center.
All right. So, Logan, because it's Snake, you get
Okay.
2 picks in a row here.
So when we're doing our analysts in our prime, is that what we're doing?
No, yeah, the analyst, yeah, the
I think
talent
so.
in the
I
prime.
think so.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
prime, yeah.
So yeah, I would be terrible at flag football.
Yeah, you would.
So I have to pick Fred Smoot here, and he's going to play.
Wide out.
Yeah, why not?
Wait, you know, other analysts are like, sorry, not Fred was great. But don't forget B. Mitch.
Oh, all the guys.
London, all
the
the
guys.
Because you
Not
said
just here.
CC. Oh,
Talent.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the whole
man,
thing.
Center, the whole
All the
thing.
commanders.
Now, that doesn't mean don't take Fred.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying I felt like
You can
were
take
like,
BC
oh, it's
if
me
you
or
want
Fred.
to.
Yeah. On their talent. You can take
BC?
He stinks.
You'd pick BC?
No.
And Fred, this is in the
This-
prime.
this-
flag
flag
football
football.
to compete for the Olympics, man.
All right, this is good. I like it. I like
Yeah.
where we're at. I like what we're doing here. So I'm going to go for CC talent. I would go. I'm going to go B. Mitch at center.
That's not bad. That's not
Dude,
bad.
he's going to fight everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody from every
Yeah, I was gonna
team.
say,
It's just straight fist fight.
That's just not bad at all.
I shouldn't have said anything. I was hoping for him to come back.
Sorry. I thought it was this
No,
because
it's all
I did
good.
want to take Fred
Yeah.
for sure. Oh, I get to go again.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Snake.
do.
Yeah, that you were
Who's the
complaining
receiver that was good from the? God dang it! I forget his name.
Pierre?
No, from the
Gary
bunch.
Clark.
Yeah, Gary Clark. I'm going
Gary.
receiver, Gary Clark.
Ooh, you just killed me with that one.
Dude, I am killing.
There's
this.
some good wide receivers.
You know what? I want to keep Debo as my receiver.
Okay.
Oh, what are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
do?
put the running back from 30. I
From
think it's the name right now.
did we play
Eckler. I want Eckler as my
Oh.
running back.
Nice for the current player.
commander.
Yeah, so I got two. Of
that's
my
a good
current,
pick,
I got
actually.
two of my
That's a
current
good
commanders
pick,
out the
actually.
way.
Very good.
Damn, well I couldn't say Eckler.
No, you got brain froze over there.
Austin. God.
All right. I'm going to go for a current commander at center. I'm taking Zach Ertz.
Okay.
Maybe not super fast.
But he's got some savvy to him.
Savvy.
Y'all
Dude, I don't
Right.
care. I'm
Y'all
winning.
might have to make me choose. No, I can't choose Chris Cooley
Why not?
because I already took my former.
Oh, you did.
Yep, you already took
you
a
did.
former. Yeah.
All right,
You had
so
to.
this one right here, I'm going an athlete from another sport.
Okay.
Right here, I got a 3-way tie between these three dudes. I'm thinking about going James Wood from the Nationals. I don't know if you've seen this phenom.
No,
He's big.
He's 6'4", 250 pounds, run with the wind.
I just need him to be fast, man. I don't
No,
care
he's
about anything
fast.
else.
He's
fast.
legit fast.
Fast.
Should I go Shohei Ohtani?
You can do everything.
Should I go Aaron Judge?
You want baseball player?
Baseball
I would
player.
have thought 100% basketball player for you.
Would be,
I would have thought 100% basketball player.
No, I'm going baseball. These three freaks that I just said are freakish. I'm gonna stay at home with the Nats. I'm going James Wood.
where are you slotting him?
He gonna be my center.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He's a phenom. He leading. He number 2 in the MLB in home runs.
You have another selection. You can take a current player or somebody on the command center talent roster here.
Okay, current player. I'm gonna try to stay away from that talent.
I mean, Tanner really was the best. Like, I mean, that's,
gonna
that's
say,
the
like-
move.
That's why I
the-
took him so soon.
That's the move.
Gotta take him
That's the
soon.
move.
All right.
I feel pretty good about B. Mitch, though, playing center.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
So you say I got a current and talent, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, I
it's
got a good one.
A current.
I
or
got a
talent.
good one.
Right. So the talent left currently is you, Logan, London,
Ooh.
Sean
Sean.
Spring.
Dude, Prime London might not be a bad move there.
NBC if you want. Michael Jenkins is out there.
Dude, Bram? Pick Bram?
No.
Yeah, Bram.
No.
I think he should be your
Yeah,
running
he's
back.
so good for you.
Could you imagine?
I'm gonna say I'm about to go with the.
Uh-oh. Scared.
All right, I'm gonna go current. No,
Okay.
I ain't. No, I'm not. I'm in a pit hole right here. Cause is it any receivers left on the roster of
Yeah,
the team?
dude, there's like there's 30
Only
receivers
Debo
in
and
the
Terry
team.
been
I'm
gone.
gonna go Lane.
Oh,
That's
oh,
a good
I
rookie
like
we
that.
just drafted.
I like that. Got some juice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lane.
Got some
speed.
juice. Got some juice.
All right, I'm thinking a little outside the box here for a current player. Running back is going to be Frankie Louvu.
Dude, I mean,
I just want him anywhere.
I love Frankie Louvu, but I need some juice, some
Yeah.
quickness. There's
I want the intimidation,
The
and I want
leadership.
the passion. I want the chemistry. That's what I want on my team here. I got the speed. I got the speed with Tana here,
Dude, you
and
do
I have another pick coming around. So, but
Okay.
yeah, Frankie Louvu is going to be my running back.
All right,
Okay, cool. Dana,
I'm gonna have to
give me
pick.
give me that pen back. What are you
I'm
doing?
gonna have to pick a big back too.
It's on me.
It's on you, Tana.
Well, goddamn.
You need a quarterback and a wide receiver, and you can do
One athlete
someone
and
on
one
the
current.
talent or another sport.
You can put the Ant-Man out there, Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards played quarterback, so he's gonna be my quarterback
Dude,
growing up.
I love that.
The Ant-Man.
I love that. He better be a baller though.
He was a baller, in Little League.
You could have took
high school.
LeBron at wide out. You know LeBron used to be a
but
wide
I wanted
out.
that one. I don't have no. He couldn't. I need a quarterback and another receiver. So I'm like, I could pick somebody to play receiver. I need a quarterback. So I'm like, who else
to
played
think
quarterback?
quarterback,
other
yeah.
So
than-
is Tana done?
No, I got one
No,
more.
he's
I got
got one more,
receiver.
but this will be your last two picks. You're
My
throwing out
last
your
two
last
picks.
two. You need a wide
Should've
receiver
went
and a running back.
schemes.
So I'm going Mike Sanders still at running back for me,
Good.
and he's gonna just dice everyone up.
He did used to play wide
I
out.
know. Played wide out, got great ball
He
skills.
could go both sides of
Yeah.
the ball for you here too.
Great quickness.
fast
ones. Yeah.
Love it. That's what I'm about. And then for my other wide receiver, shoot, like,
Now this got to be an athlete from another sport.
yeah.
Another sport.
Dude, like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Why not?
Dude.
He used to play wide out.
Or do you want somebody more twitchy?
Like who? Again, example of something?
Russell Westbrook.
Your boy John Morant.
Dude, I was even thinking like Victor Wembanyama. Could you imagine someone covering him in the red zone? Just like,
yeah, you just boxing him out.
yeah, just
Yeah.
throw that thing up there.
Like a little guy.
Well, what
like
do you
not
want?
not really.
I was trying to think of
twitchy.
Yeah, I was
John
trying to think,
Morant.
but I couldn't think of it. But John Morant would be good. Yeah.
The other kid from Atlanta, shoot all the threes.
Trae Young?
Oh yeah, Trae Young.
I feel like Russell Westbrook could play football. Like
Russell Westbrook, I
His,
didn't even
his
think about
intensity.
But is it now or in his prime?
They don't really matter, right?
I don't think it matters.
I don't know.
This,
Okay.
this is
This
not
is like a
real.
No, this is a fake thing.
yeah.
I can't pass up LeBron, man. I
Yeah,
can't.
I'm gonna say you
Yeah.
can't.
He's 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
Can
Run with the wind.
He's strong.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, red zone threat.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm winning every single game in the Olympics. Get out of here.
All right, Tana, your last
I
pick
got
here.
James Wood over here. Just as
You need a
tall
wide out, and it needs to be from Command
talent,
Center.
right?
Yep. So it's Fred.
Yeah, I'm
London.
finna say Fred. Fred fits that. Fred fits
You're
that.
going to have to go and get me in there. Because what I got to choose between
Fred and that bad foot.
Put that foot in the ground.
Who was the guy you took? Kind of the basketball player. What was his name? Ant, right?
Ant-Man, yeah.
Dude,
Ant-Man.
your team's kind of sick, actually.
Yep.
They're a little nice.
Okay, so I got a player here. I'm going baseball too, Fred. There are surprising athletes out there in baseball.
Yeah.
So he's 6'5", 200 pounds. And he's got power. He has 50 home runs in his career. He's only played 3
I don't care
seasons.
about that.
119 stolen bases.
Ooh,
so
I
he
like
can
that.
Move. Long, good reaction
De La
time.
Cruz?
Ellie De La Cruz, please, from the Reds. He's so good. He's so good.
He's so fast.
That's a pure athlete.
I like that. I
That's
like
a
that
pure
pick.
athlete.
I
He
couldn't-
is
I
so
couldn't-
fast.
I couldn't remember his
I
name.
heard about him.
Dude, when I say when he takes off, he run like Randy Moss.
Really?
He's
He
so
just,
fast.
He just peels out. Like, he don't even wait for the ball to be, I'm out.
Power, strength, long arms.
De La
That's a-
Cruz.
now that's a
I should
good
have
one.
been thinking about De La Cruz.
I was thinking about Mookie Betts, but
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mookie Betts can play
Cruz is a hell
too
of an
now.
athlete
Yeah.
coming up.
All right, Fred, you need a running back?
and
Let
I got
me see here.
And
You,
it got to come from the talent, right?
Yes. So you have
I either got Big Back London,
London or Sean.
Big Back Sean.
Dude, I think London.
No matter
London
who you
easy.
leave off,
London
you're
ran
going to be
London
so
ran 4.3.
But y'all know Sean used to play tailback in high
And
school.
London played basketball, so you
And-
know he was more twitchy than
Dude, yeah,
Sean.
London-
Sean too big
Sean
to be,
gonna get
be
so
a running
mad
back.
about this. I'm gonna take London. That's my big back.
All right, so these are the teams we have that are going to compete for the Olympics.
And so, like,
Read
make
them
sure
down.
you vote on the best team here
Yeah,
because I feel
mine's
pretty good
not
about that.
that great, I guess. So we have
Yeah,
Sonny,
just
who's
read
pretty
just
good.
read off your team.
All right,
Yeah.
so Sonny Jurgensen at quarterback, Zach Ertz at center, Tana wide receiver,
like
Ella
that.
De La Cruz is going to be there as well,
like that
and then
too.
Frankie Louvu just bringing the
Surprise
juice from
pick.
the running back.
Surprise pick.
Fred, who do you got?
Little
You
bit of
write
a
them
reach.
down?
I got Sammy Baugh as my quarterback. I got James Wood, the baseball player, as my center. I have Terry McLaurin as my number one receiver. I have new drafted young guy Lane as my second wide receiver. And I got London Big Back Fletcher as my running back.
Future Hall of Famer right there.
Dude, yeah.
Tana, did you write them down?
I got Ant-Man as my quarterback, Jordan Reed as my center, wide receiver. I got Fred Smoot,
A.K.A. Mr.
straight out of
Mosty.
Mississippi.
Mr.
Jackson, that is.
Mosty.
My other receiver, I got Debo Samuels and Austin Eckler.
Dude, I like that team. That was like a sneaky,
Pretty sneaky.
pretty sneaky, surprising team.
Nah, he threw us around the curve when he took Ant-Man.
But I like it for the quarterback, though.
Yeah.
That's not a bad deal. So for me, quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won that.
Get out of here.
Cup of tea.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Great job with the number pick, by the way. That was an excellent call by you. Number 3. B. Mitch at center, Garrett Clark at wide receiver, LeBron James at wide receiver, and Mike Sanders still at running back.
That's sneaky.
Dude,
too.
that's
I like
a squad.
Sanderson. I like Sanderson. That's
Get
good.
out of here.
Yeah.
Sanders
That's a
was a
squad right
receiver.
there.
We're running you off the field.
So maybe our fans can leave a comment,
Yeah.
give us gold, silver, and bronze down there. And
I think
then,
London
yeah.
left my team hanging.
What do you mean? Prime London's not a bad
I
thing.
should-
No,
took
Prime
Blue
London
Foot.
was 4'3".
I should have took my brother.
You know he can catch too. You know he can catch. So
You know what would Bluefoot say if he was here? What's
Teeth.
wrong with you?
But he does the teeth thing.
well, you know.
All right. So make sure you leave a comment, okay? And make sure you buy your tickets with the QR code.
You see that QR
right
code?
there, and the QR in the corner, okay? So thank you guys so much for listening. Please make sure you like and subscribe wherever you get your content. And make sure you tune into all the other Command Center content we have on the YouTube channel and whatever podcast network
Go
you
watch
use.
that Sammy Baugh film now.
It's sick.
Sammy Baugh is sick, all right? Sick.
He's that guy.